Hey guys, I'm Roland Markham and thank you so much for joining me. So let's find out what kind of results the average Joe can expect from doing the 5x5 program for 60 days straight. And as an added bonus, I'm also going to list every single meal that I eat with this program day by day. So that way you guys are getting the full picture of the program, because as we all know, how you eat really makes a big difference on what kind of gains you're going to see. So let's get at it.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Hey, good morning, guys. So it's day one of our 60-day program. And of course, we're going to be starting that off with some coffee. Now, I do my coffee a little bit different than some people. I actually mix my protein powder in with my coffee, and that's kind of my breakfast and kind of my pre-workout at the same time. And yes, I make my coffee in a tea maker because I've had two different coffee pots, both of which have failed me now. And the tea maker's been making good coffee now for like 10 or 12 years, so can't complain. All right, so first things first, we need to go ahead and get our baseline on everything. Need to figure out what my max bench is, my max squat, deadlift, all that good stuff. Get my measurements. And then that way we have our baseline to make sure that we're making progress at the end of our 60 days. Now, I'm sure in my previous videos you guys saw I was in the public gym and had some really nice gyms around here. But now I'll be using my home gym. So the reason I decided to build a home gym is pretty simple.
Daddy,
Yeah, buddy.
what shoe do you want me to wear?
It don't matter, baby. We built a home gym, and it's just a lot cheaper for me that way. I don't have the cost to travel back and forth and stuff, and the memberships and stuff. So it's in the long run, it's actually a lot cheaper for me. So, anyways, let's get these measurements knocked out and get our baseline and get started on our day one of the 5x5 program for 60 days. Okay, so our baseline, I'm starting off at 157.6 pounds at 12% body fat. Chest measurement came in at 41, arms at 13.8, thigh at 21, and my calves at 13. Yeah, I'm a really small guy. All right, guys, so for the 5x5 program starting out, it's been a long time since I worked out, and I'm old. So I'm starting off with 155 for my squats. I know, total weak sauce. But it is way better to start off light and do, proper form the best you can than trying to go heavy. So let's see how much my squats improve at the end of this 60 days. Now listen, everyone has their own way of doing things. I really feel like there's multiple approaches to a lot of exercises and things. I think that there's no one set thing that's like, oh, that's the best. I think that if you change things up, you're going to find better gains than if you just stick with one particular way. But I will say that for me, I find the best results by taking all of my reps very slow and controlled. Two reasons I want to do that. For one, I get the best pump, the best burn when I'm going nice and slow like that, and it really helps me to keep that mind-muscle connection versus just trying to throw the weight up as fast as I can. So keeping it slow and controlled like that is that's what works best for me. All right, guys, so I'm just going to go ahead and say this. If y'all want to go ahead and hit the comments like, oh, dude, man, my mom can squat more than you can, or my grandma can. That's awesome, dude. I'm glad she can. I had a hip injury, and I had a shoulder injury, and a wrist injury as well, and a neck injury. But who's counting? I don't know about you guys, but I despise squats. I give squats more effort than any other workout that I do because they're my worst exercise. I try to make sure that I do squats more than any other exercise that I can do. Bench press, by far my easiest. At one time, back when I was at my peak, I actually managed 300 pounds on bench. And at the time, I only weighed 155. So pretty proud of that. It's a decent accomplishment, I feel like. But at that time, my squat was like 325. So I was only squatting like 25 pounds more than my bench. And I hate that. I don't like being disproportionate like that. I feel like it should be your bench, your squat, your deadlift, you know? That's the way it should be. Which my deadlift was pretty decent. I hit 400 on deadlift. Again, not grand. I feel, you know, you should definitely be deadlifting way more than your bench. So I'm gonna see if I can't work on that. So like my bench, like, you know, I typically try not to do bench more than once a week, just because it comes so easy to me. It's something that's, you know, that happens really easy. So I try to focus more on squat, you know, at least twice a week. And the good thing is with the 5x5 program, I get squat 3 times a week. So it's really pushing good, and that's good. That's what I need. Now, personally, I think you should always warm up. Even if you're capable of doing a 400-pound bench press, I don't see anything wrong whatsoever with grabbing just the bar, pumping out about 20 reps, get some blood flowing in the chest, get it good and stretched, and get it warmed up before you start throwing weight on it. Oh, that good stretch right there just feels so good. Now, your grip on the bar is totally up to you. The closer your grip is, the more you're going to notice that it hits your triceps. The wider the grip, the more that you'll know that it'll hit your chest. Now, I will say that the wider your grip, the more pressure it also puts on your shoulders. So if you have shoulder problems, then I would recommend maybe going, when you do a wide grip, maybe do lower weight and a couple more reps. But if you want to go kind of heavy, maybe try to bring that grip in a little bit and keep your elbows tucked in just a little bit. And yeah, like I said, that's going to rely a little bit more on your triceps, but that tends to put a lot less stress on your shoulder joints. Okay, so we got our 5 sets of 5 of squat at 155 out of the way. 5 sets of 5 with bench press with 135 out of the way. And now we're going to move on to the last exercise of the day, which is our bent row. I'm going to do that with 135. We'll see how this feels. So the way that I typically do the 5x5 program is whatever weight that I start with at the beginning of the week, I'll usually keep it for the week. And then every single week, I always up the weight. So in a 60-day period, that'll give you 8 times of raising the weight. Then from the beginning of your block to the end of your 60-day block, you know, you're going to be gaining 80 pounds for your 5 sets of 5. What works best for me is making sure that on your eccentric, which is like when you're letting the weight back down, right? Then I like to make sure that I let that all the way down and get a good stretch, really good deep stretch on the muscle. On the concentric phase, you know, I want to try to bring it up kind of quick, you know, try to use a little bit of explosive power to come up with it, and then nice, slow, controlled eccentric all the way back down as you relax, completely let those muscles relax and get a good stretch. Let the weight pull the muscles and get a good stretch. All right, guys, so that's day 1 of our 5x5 program in the bag, but the day's not over yet because I still have to show you all my meal plans. So the second meal of the day is pretty simple, just 2 tuna sandwiches. Okay, guys, and for meal number 3, of course, I'm going pretty stereotypical here. I'm going with some 4 ounces of chicken and a couple ounces of sweet potatoes. All right, guys, and meal number 4, I think it is. I'm going to be going for the same thing, but I'm going to be adding some potatoes to the mix. Oh yeah. All right, guys. So for the final meal of the night, meal number 6, pretty simple. Going with carrot and some yogurt and a big glass of milk. Now the reason I'm picking the yogurt and the milk is that is casein protein. It's a slow release protein. So that's really what you want to eat before you go to bed. That way, while you're sleeping and your body is healing and packing on the muscle and everything, then the casein protein is a nice slow release throughout the night. It's pretty much the best kind of thing you can eat before you go to bed. All right, guys, so it's getting pretty late. I'm about ready to take a shower and go to bed. But drop me a comment. Let me know how you guys are eating. What's your all's meal plans for getting stronger? All right, guys, well, stay tuned for the next day. We're going to be doing on the 5x5 program, which is squat, military press, and deadlift. So you don't want to miss that. Catch you guys later.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.